Malignant, baby.
You said it was made by the guy who directed Scream?
No.
No.
The Conjuring.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. What did he direct before The Conjuring?
Saw.
Okay, that's what I was trying to think of. It was an S. I knew it.
And then he continued to write the Saw movies, but he didn't direct them. He wrote like up to the third or fourth one or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just started making his own shit with Blumhouse, I think. I don't know. Is Conjuring Blumhouse?
I just feel like everything's Blumhouse at this point. I know Insidious is Blumhouse.
Yeah. Insidious is also James Wan.
He's kind of got a chokehold on horror movies, huh?
Yeah, he did the first two Insidious movies, but not the third. And I think he did the first two Conjurings. And then he did Aquaman.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he did Malignant.
Well, Malignant's cool. I liked it.
Yeah,
fun.
it was good. It wasn't scary at all.
No.
It was a bad horror movie, but I thought it was a good movie, an entertaining movie.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I had a lot of fun watching it.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun guessing what was going on with Gabriel. He already knew, and he didn't tell me that he already knew.
Yeah, I watched Red Letter Media's video about it.
Yeah, just hypothesizing throughout the whole movie. It was fun. I had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, I liked Malignant. I thought the killer was fucking iconic. Like,
yeah, it was really cool.
I'd like to see Halloween costumes of him and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
he's an interesting killer.
Noticing that his limbs were backwards, because at first you're just seeing him move, and you're just like, what the fuck is like, something's not right, but I'm not sure what it is. Like, realizing that he's just backwards, it's just like, oh, what? Like, the hell?
Yeah, so if you haven't seen Malignant and you don't care about spoilers, the killer is a conjoined twin on the back of the main character's head.
Yeah.
And she blacks out and he takes over and uses her body to run around backwards and kill people he wants to take revenge on. And he knows parkour and has super strength and is a kung fu expert for some reason. It's just fucking wild.
For some reason, he can murder a shit ton of police, but the main detective dude could go toe-to-toe with him and have him on the run, which was really cool when he was on the run, because once again, parkour expert, but...
Yeah, backwards parkour.
But he also is like, he has like weird mind powers, so I guess...
Yeah, he can control like electricity and talk
Just-
through radios and stuff.
You gotta just kind of like let some of that shit go.
Yeah, you have to meet the movie where it is, you
Yeah.
know, because it's goofy, and it's intentionally goofy, and it's
Yeah.
intentionally over the top, and it's graphically violent to the point where it might be upsetting to some people. But I like that kind of stuff. I think I find it enjoyable.
If you think too hard about it, you're not gonna enjoy it. I mean, I feel like that goes for most movies.
I wanted to loop back around to the killer being iconic, because that's what's cool about, you know, Ghostface, Michael Myers.
Jason,
All,
Freddy.
all the slashers are good. They got iconic character designs, and I feel like that's kind of been lacking in horror movies. Because like, look at Bathsheba in The Conjuring. Like, it's just like dirty old lady, you know, like
Yeah.
not super iconic character design. Just make an old lady. The killer Gabriel, super iconic. Great character design.
Yeah,
The
he's
fucking
cool.
hair in front of the face and the fucking running backwards and the knife.
Oh yeah, his weapon is cool.
Yeah, and his parkour.
Yeah, his parkour is iconic for sure.
If that fucking thing was chasing me, dude.
I'd be so scared. I'd be just so scared. All those cops that were trying to go after him when he was murdering them all.
Yeah.
They were brave. Really. Truly.
Yeah. And surprisingly good action in that movie.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect it to be an action movie, but at the end it just turns into an action movie for a couple of scenes. And it's good. Like,
Yeah.
he throws a chair at the dude.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part. He's just like, fuck you. And then he bails.
Yeah, the action was very fun to watch. There was these really cool top-down shots that they kept doing above like the buildings, like the house, so you could see in the rooms. And it was usually when like I think the main character was running away. I loved those shots. Those were always like, oh yay, we're doing this again.
Yeah. There was a lot of good visual stuff. There's a lot of good camera work, which was cool, like you mentioned. Also, like the transitions where the main character would be seeing what Gabriel was doing. She thinks she's in her house and the whole room would warp. I thought
Yeah.
that stuff was really cool. Every time that happened, I was into it.
Yeah, it was all this like weird trippy like melting into a new environment.
Yeah, I liked a lot about that movie. But, you know, it wasn't scary.
Yeah, no.
Gabriel as a concept, as like the backwards running killer, is kind of scary, but like,
Yeah, if he was coming at me, I wouldn't have even had to have seen him killing people. I would be scared.
yeah.
Because he's, you know, his face is all bloody. He's coming out of the back of a skull, and then his limbs are the wrong way. So, you know, just seeing that, it's just like, oh, no thanks.
When the main character is in the jail cell before like the climax of the movie, everyone's just being so fucking mean to her for
Just
no reason.
They just saw
And
her
they
and
just
was
start
like,
beating
"Fuck
the
you."
shit out of her.
Yeah.
Like, why? She didn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't. It was just like they picked the weak link or something.
Yeah, it was whack.
Yeah.
But they fucked up because they all died.
Brutally.
Yeah.
Just so bad.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. I was like, man, this is really goofy when they did the that she locked him up like friggin'
The Nine Tails.
yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, they just straight up put him like in a cage in a dark
In her mind, in her mind palace.
Yeah. So that I was just like what?
Yeah, it was pretty corny. The ending just was kind of corny in general.
Yeah.
But I mean, the movie's corny, so, you know.
Yeah.
I also thought it was funny. It just kind of like after Gabriel's locked away, the movie just kind of ends and they don't get into the nitty gritty of the fact that this lady murdered like 26 people.
Yeah.
There's no legal way she could get out of that, I don't think. She would have to go to jail.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel
it's like, okay, it was your twin brother. Yeah, whatever. But
I think I've heard like of cases where people have been acquitted because they've been proven to have like multiple personalities and were not in control of themselves.
that is insane. I've never heard of that.
But
that's
I might be wrong.
big if true. We'll link something if it's real.
I mean, I guess she does have like 2 cops on her side, but meh.
Yeah.
That wouldn't convince me if I was on that jury, that's for sure.
Yeah, she killed a lot of cops.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't, but her body did.
Yeah, her body surely did.
If you want to watch people talk shit about this movie instead, who also happen to enjoy it, go watch Red Letter Media's video.
Yeah.
Because they need a shout out for sure.
Definitely.
Tiny little channel, Red Letter Media. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I didn't have any problems with it. I'd watch it again.
I had a lot of fun watching it.
So,
Yeah.
what would you give it out of 10?
I don't know. 8, I guess? I don't know, 7?
I think 8 is fair. I'd give it an 8, just a solid 8, no higher.
That's fair. Yeah, I wouldn't give it higher, that's for sure.
If it were scarier, I might give it higher because you can tell it was also kind of trying to be a horror movie, but it doesn't really work. Evil Dead 2, baby!
I liked it. I don't know in comparison to the first one if I liked it more. I very much appreciate no scene.
Yeah.
That already puts it a little above the first one, in my opinion.
I definitely like it more than the first one. I didn't know this going into the second Evil Dead because I'd never watched it before, but it feels like it's just the first one again. They don't acknowledge that the first one happened. It's just pretty much everything that happened in the first one happens again, except at the end, he's back in medieval times.
Yeah.
Which is the setup for Army of Darkness.
And he has a chainsaw arm this time, which he didn't at the end of the first one.
Right.
I liked a lot of the monsters. I think like the weird stop motion animation monsters in the first one better, I think, because they just had a lot of weird, funky monsters going on, like more than this one did, I think.
I feel like the Evil Dead 2 is what they're trying to make in the first place. And the Evil Dead 1 was like their first attempt at it.
Yeah, it was a lot funnier. It didn't take itself as seriously.
Yeah, it got pretty goofy.
Yeah, and I appreciated that. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Bruce Campbell, the guy that plays Ash, he's fucking funny.
Yeah, there's like a whole long part where he's just fighting with his hand that he cut off. That was like it. That was funny. I don't understand how the possession works in that movie, because sometimes it just gets you, and then other times you get like his hand got bitten or something or injured, and that's how the infection got him that time, even though he was already had turned into
he turned into an Evil Dead
before that point.
And it's like he died and then came back as a zombie, and then the sun hit him and it brought him back to life.
Yeah,
that's what it seemed to have happened, but I'm not entirely sure.
But he turned back into it briefly after his hand was cut off, and he just randomly turned back into it. And then did he just fight it that time? Like
I don't remember.
He was back to normal again. Yeah, I don't understand how the Evil Dead works in that, but it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was fun. I like that the zombies don't die. They're like the thing, like just the leftover parts of them will keep trying to kill you.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I like the whole part where like just his dead girlfriend was taunting him. Basically, all this weird funky shit was happening with her. It was fun.
Yeah. I love the bridge he goes in on is just totally destroyed when he tries to leave.
It was like rolled up.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, drama.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
There's just so much to love in that movie.
Yeah, it's really fun. The same vein as Malignant. It's just like goofy, fun. Think about it too hard, you're not gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, the scariest parts from both of those movies come from just like the violence and the body horror, stuff like that.
Conceptually, I guess.
Yeah.
If
But
that happened to you, it'd be scary.
I don't think either movie made me like jump or like feel creeped out afterwards. I was just like, wow, I like that movie.
Fun. Yeah, that's how it was for me too. As a horror movie, kind of fails, but it is fun. I don't know if they were really going for horror though.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're definitely going for campy, and they got campy.
They did it well.
And a lot of movies are really bad at trying to be campy. Look at like the Scary Movie franchise or just any of the movie franchises. Like they try to do campy stuff sometimes, but usually it's just like absurdism, which is okay sometimes. I don't know. I liked the Scary Movies as a kid.
Yeah, I don't remember them at all now.
That's funny because like the only thing I knew about The Ring was from the Scary Movie franchise.
Yeah.
Then we watched Ringu.
Yeah, Ringu's great.
But you have more to say about Evil Dead 2? We watched Evil Dead 1 like a year or two ago.
Yeah, probably like 2 years ago. It was a while ago. It was fun. I liked the first one too.
The first one's like a fever dream.
Yeah, like I said, I liked all the weird stop motion. Yeah, I really liked that. I think this movie didn't have that as much. The mom that was locked downstairs was cool though. I liked her. She was all gross.
Yeah. I think it's kind of funny that like just a tape recording of the incantation can start the Evil Dead curse again.
Yeah.
Like it's like just a sound bite of it works. That's interesting. Like it's
Yeah.
not someone actually physically reading it. I don't know.
Oh, and then the dad...
I guess I don't understand the logic fully, but
Yeah, like I said, I don't understand how the Evil Dead works.
Mm-hmm.
But the dad being like a weird like projection in the house, like telling them how to like how they're gonna be able to save themselves.
So yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about the Evil Dead 2. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch Army of Darkness when we watch it. I know it's just going to be even more absurd,
Yeah.
which I'm fine with. I mean, like, I'm not like a horror snob. I just love most horror movies in general.
Okay, so next up is Ringu.
Ringu!
Ringu was awesome.
Yeah,
I loved
Ringu
it.
was really good. I feel like it kind of fizzled out at the end. I mean, the most scariest iconic part happens after the movie's climax. I'm just going straight into the ending. The most important part to me. But like, they find Sadako down in the well and they put her body to rest or whatever and they think they've broken the curse. And then she fucking kills Ryuji. That scene is fucking great. You said you wish she was wet.
Yeah, well, okay. Don't make that face.
What face?
You were like, like, the fuck?
I'm gonna have to watch that back. I didn't feel like I made a face.
You're like, well, she crawls, she like does her creepy little walk towards the TV, and she crawls out of the TV, and she's in this like pristine white dress. I think she should be wet and grimy. That bitch was locked in a well. I just like costume, like design wise, I think it would have been more effective if she was like gross looking.
My only problem with it is I feel like her hair wasn't dark enough.
Yeah,
I feel
that
like her
too.
hair could have been like really, really dark black.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Like they gave her fucked up nails from like clawing, trying to get out of the well, but she's not wet and grimy from being down there.
I mean, obviously that scene is like iconic.
Yes.
And I'm sure they recreated it in The Ring, but
we're not gonna watch that. Solely just because it's like I've seen Ringu.
and like the only thing I knew about The Ring at all was the "you're gonna die in 7 days" line, and then there's something to do with a well and a girl coming out of a TV.
Yes.
And I know that from
Scary.
Scary Movie.
Yeah, same.
And I confuse it with The Grudge because Scary Movie does that.
Yeah.
They just throw all the movies together.
Yeah, I saw the little boy at first in Ringu, and I was like, oh, like the little boy. And then I was like, wait, that's The Grudge.
Yeah.
I want to watch the Japanese version of The Grudge, too.
Yeah. So literally all I knew was you're going to die in 7 days. And at some point, a girl's going to come out of a TV.
Yes.
I didn't know
I was
pretty
surprised
much
at
anything else.
how long it took her to come out of the TV.
Yeah. Well, like I thought it just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, by the end, I thought, like, once they found Sadako's body, I thought it just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, it was quite the twist that
Yeah.
The curse wasn't broken.
Yeah, I was very surprised.
But yeah,
It's like a tension builder. There's not a lot of jump scares. Oh, but first I want to circle back to that like final scene where she comes out of the TV. When she comes out of the TV, I really loved when it shows her eye. Like her eye freaks me out in that shot. It's really cool. She's all like, her eye. It's like a close up of her eye and it looks all creepy and I like it. I liked that a lot. I thought that was effective.
when she first watches the tape, it ends and the screen cuts to black and Sadako standing in the
Yeah.
reflection. That shit was fucking scary. That gave me
Yeah.
heebie-jeebies. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I loved all the tension building in that movie. Although by the end, it was kind of gone for me. But they did spend a lot of time like not really like showing, which I appreciate in a horror movie. You know, like this threat is here, but it's not like you can't see it all the time. I do like that.
I feel like the movie's definitely psychological. Like the curse of the tape becomes this like unstoppable force. And then every time a day passes by, it shows the date, and it happens so fast, like the day's going by, you're just like, oh shit, they're
Like,
running out of time quick.
Yeah, like, oh fuck, what are they, like, are they gonna do it?
Then, when her son watches the fucking tape.
Oh my god, yeah. I think we like audibly gasped.
Yeah, we were like,
no! What?
Yeah, that was crazy. And I feel like it's such an obvious thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, but I, like, you know, I had no experience with this franchise. I'm sure it happens in The Ring, but in Ringu, when it happened, it blew my mind. I was like, that is fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, every day passing by, that's really fucking tense. And they introduced the thing of Ryuji was psychic.
Yeah.
And also the main character was kind of psychic.
I think it was just her like seeing what Ryuji was seeing.
No, because she sees the tape, remember? When she goes to the lodge.
Oh, yeah, she's all like,
yeah,
she
she
all this
like
weird.
zones in on it for some reason. It's just an unlabeled tape behind the counter.
Yeah.
And she's like,
and there's all these weird like effects.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
And I don't think that was super necessary.
The psychicness was kind of weird, but it like leads into Sadako's mom also had like mind powers, psychic stuff, and then Sadako had inherited that from her mom, and it shows her in a flashback killing a guy with her mind for like just the slightest thing. Like he yelled at her mom and she just murdered him. And I was like, okay, she's just an asshole. She's just evil. And then it gets to the part where like they're in the well and they found Sadako's remains and the main character doesn't die, and I was just like, well, I guess she's not evil. That kind of sucks. I was hoping she was just gonna be evil. No, she's just evil, it turns out.
Yeah, I
love that.
I like with the well scene when she's down there, she picks up Sadako and like her hair and skin splits off of her skull.
Yeah.
So gross.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
I like that part a lot.
I was like, bleh.
But yeah, like at the end, it's just like, oh, why did Ryuji die and I didn't? And then they play part of an interview that wasn't in the rest of the movie that if you get someone else to watch the tape, it passes the curse on to them and you don't die. It's like a loophole.
Yeah.
And they just introduced that right at the end of the movie. And I feel like that's kind of a, you know, like a cop out.
Yeah, because like it sounded like it was the same girls that she had been interviewing before. It's like, oh, well, she should have known this information then, right? But like, I guess it could be interpreted as like just girls gossiping later. But I think it was just the same girls that she was interviewing.
That's what I took it as. But, you know, if they brought up this information that showing the tape to someone else skips the curse over from you to them, then her showing it to Ryuji would have been fucked up, you know? Would have been evil.
Yeah. I mean, she didn't want him to watch it. He chose to. Also, what I think is funny is her niece dies at the very beginning. I forget her name, but she's like, her niece's ghost is who is guiding her son to watch the tape. And it's so funny to me because she died and was like, I'm gonna murder this little child. And then Ryuji died and apparently had a conversation with Sadako about how to skip the curse over and was able to help the main character from beyond the grave. So that's kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't fully understand everyone's motivations, but it's okay.
Yeah.
The movie works. It was really good, a good concept.
Yeah.
Fell a little flat at the end, but it's still okay.
Yeah.
Still a dark ending, like, oh, I'll go kill my dad to save my son.
Jake thought she was gonna just play the tape on TV because she's a reporter.
Yeah, because she's a reporter. I thought she was going to broadcast the fucking tape for everyone, which I think would have been interesting, but also she had no motivational reason to do so. But if she did that, that would have been wild.
Yeah, that would have been fucked up. But yeah, I liked it a lot.
I liked it too.
I'm really used to Jump Scare City, so I do appreciate horror movies that aren't that.
Yeah, it was definitely a slow burn. It was just like watching these people you're fairly certain are going to die.
Yeah, it was maybe a little too slow burn though.
I didn't think so.
Like, I mean, you said it fizzled out at the end, and I agree to that point.
I think it fell flat at the end. That's not a pacing issue. I think that's a story issue.
That's fair. I give it like a high 8. I liked it a lot.
I'll give it a flat 8. I'll put it up there with Malignant as far as enjoyment, but for way different reasons.
Yeah.
I thought it was actually a scary movie.
It
But
was tense. I was like,
it wasn't like a movie that makes me jump. It was a movie that makes me like think and fucking be worried and paranoid the whole time.
yeah.
And like, some people can't handle that kind of stuff. Like those are the kind of movies people avoid because they're like, why would I want to subject myself to something that stressful?
Constant anxiety.
Yeah, and I'm not going to watch The Ring.
Yeah, I don't feel any reason to watch The Ring. Next up is The Conjuring.
I do not like that movie. I don't hate it. I
After
don't think it was a bad movie by any means. I just personally don't like it.
Right after the movie, you were like, yeah, it was, was it?
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, you seem to like it more than you did now, or you do now.
Every time I watch it, I like it less.
That's fair.
When I watched it in theaters and I liked it. And then I talked to you about it after I watched it and you were like, yeah, I didn't like it.
Well, apparently I'm less of a horror critic now because I was pretty cool with it.
And I was like, yeah, I liked it. And then I watched it on like Redbox or DVD and I was like, yeah, I don't really like this as much. And then we watched it just recently and I liked it even less. There are aspects of it that I liked, but for the most part, I was just like, meh.
That's fair.
It's like less scary Insidious.
Yeah, I like Insidious better for sure. Insidious is cool.
And I don't really like the Warrens.
Yeah, there was too much of the Warrens, just by themselves, whatever. I guess that they were building up the franchise to be focused on what the Warrens are doing.
Yeah, the Warrens are the main characters.
Which sucks because I cared more about what the family was going through. I was just like, it was showing like the Warrens and their kid and stuff, and I was like, oh, I don't care. I was like, I want to see the creepy shit. I want to know what's going on with that family,
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, I guess pacing wise with what was going on with the family, it was still paced well. I don't think the Warrens' screen time took up time that they could have used to develop the haunting, but the movie was pretty long. I was like, hey, if like a half an hour of the Warrens just solo stuff was cut out, that'd be cool, That'd be chill.
Part of it is the only ghost that's actually intending to do harm is Bathsheba.
Yes.
And the rest of them are just, tortured souls or whatever.
Yeah.
And that kind of makes the movie lose a little bit of its luster for me. Because when I first watched it, I didn't really understand that the other ghosts weren't just haunted house, spooky, evil ghosts,
Yeah.
Even though they explain it before they show some of them.
Yeah.
But when I watched it in theaters, I didn't pick up on that. Probably because the part with the Warrens is boring and I wasn't paying attention.
That's fair. Yeah, I actually like that aspect of it. I noticed when Lorraine falls through the back of that closet and ends up in the basement, something that I think is really neat is the little toy that she can see the little boy in fell with her, and she's like looking around, and like the mom that had murdered the little boy, that's how she found out that the mom had murdered the little boy, was seeing their ghosts down there, I'm pretty sure. And oh yeah, because she walks up and she was like, oh, she like possesses the mother to kill the children. That's what she says after that, I remember. So yeah, she sees the mom ghost and the little boy ghost while she's down there after falling through the floorboards, and the mom pops up right behind her after she had seen her further away from her, and she doesn't really react, but Bathsheba's feet fall down and she's like and then like she like stupidly like just swings forward. It looks funny to me because she's just like, her feet are levitating and it looks like that she's probably just like up on a harness, and then they move her forward. Like that's all I can see in my mind when that scene happens. But when that happens, like Lorraine is like actually scared, but she's not scared of the mom because I just think it's cool because like she's supposed to be like psychic, so she can feel their intentions, so she's not afraid of the other ghosts at all. And I just think that's like a neat detail in her character.
Yeah, but I'm also not afraid of the other ghosts. And like you said, I think it works well for her character and it makes sense. But it makes the other ghosts not scary for me because
They do jump scare you though.
they try to. Doesn't really work. I don't think any jump scare worked in that movie.
When the little like when the oldest daughter like looks up and she's like all crouched on top of the wardrobe, I was like
Yeah, that freaked me out when I watched it in theaters.
yeah.
I left my light on in my room at night for a while.
Oh no.
Because I didn't want fucking Bathsheba to be on top of my entertainment center when I looked over. But yeah, I still think visually it kind of works, but I don't find it scary anymore for some reason. But yeah, the one scare that works for me is when it shows Bathsheba's fucking feet hanging, or it just shows her hanging from the tree
yeah.
in front of the house. I like that part. That shit fucking is freaky.
Yeah, and like I like that they don't show her when like Lorraine like looks up at her.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I do like that. I liked a lot the part where one of the daughters is seeing like it's the one who her leg keeps getting pulled while she's sleeping. She sees in the blackness by their door, she sees a person there that her other sister doesn't. I like that girl's performance, man. She like
Yeah, she's a good good actor.
Yeah, she kills it. She looks scared. She acts scared. I dig it. Like, she did a good job with that. And I just was noticing that as I was watching. I was like, damn, kill it, bitch. Like, let's go. So, yeah, I guess that's like more of like just me talking about her, but
I like when the dad comes home and everyone's all freaking out and the mom's locked in the fucking basement.
oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good movie. I think James Wan knows what he's doing, but like that's one of his earlier things where he's still working out his haunted house formula because I feel like he does haunted house as well. I think there's some good stuff in the second Conjuring movie. I don't like that movie either. I just don't like the Warrens, I think.
Yeah, that's fair. It just puts a damper on the experience for you.
I like the actors.
Yeah, Lorraine she got drip, like the actress. Like, I don't know, I love how she dresses. It totally just goes well with the psychic, like, theme, I guess. Like, you look at that lady and you're like, yeah, she probably does talk to ghosts.
I like their little museum of evil.
Yeah, that's cool too.
That's like the aesthetic I would like to cultivate for my entire house if I were to own a house.
Cursed objects.
Yeah, I just want everything to be all packed and cluttered with cool looking weird shit.
This is a pepper grinder. Tell me that thing isn't weird.
It's haunted.
Yeah, this thing's haunted for sure.
If you put that pepper on your food, you'll be possessed.
You'll die in 7 days.
There is still pepper in there.
Yeah, you can hear it rattling around.
Yeah.
I felt bad for the family the whole time too. I was just like, dang, this sucks. It was just a little sad for them.
I don't think Bathsheba works as a villain for me.
I forgot about her entirely. Like, I mean, I forgot most of that movie entirely. The only scene that I was like, oh yeah, was when the maid chick was like, look what she made me do to the police officer. That's the only thing I like specifically remembered from that movie.
It's called The Conjuring. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea why they call it The Conjuring. I mean, I get why they call it Insidious. Like, they literally...
Them bitches are insidious.
Yeah. In Insidious, she explains that one of the demons has a very insidious goal, and she says the word, and you're like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
But they don't go, oh no, the witch Bathsheba is doing a conjuring of some sort.
Yeah,
You know?
she's conjuring her evil spirits.
There's no reason for it to be called a conjuring.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I don't think so either.
Maybe they name dropped the title at some point and they cut it out because it was corny.
Maybe.
Because it's kind of corny and insidious. But yeah, I wasn't super big on that movie. I give it like a 7.3.
Really?
Yes.
I thought you would go lower.
6.9.
I was gonna give it just like a 6, maybe a 7.
I'm throwing these numbers out kind of willy-nilly. Don't
Me
take them
too.
too seriously. I have no intention of ever watching it again. Scream, baby.
Scream. I surprisingly hadn't.
Go ahead. Sorry. Restart.
Surprisingly, I'd never seen Scream. I haven't seen a lot of like the greats, you know.
Yeah, she just likes bad horror movies like 13 Ghosts.
Shut up. That movie's great.
Yeah,
And Stay Alive.
Matthew Lillard's in it, so
Yeah.
I can't say anything bad about it.
13 Ghosts is great. So
It's not, but
and Stay
continue.
Alive. Malcolm in the Middle. Let's go.
Also not a good movie.
Also great. Yeah, Scream. I've never seen it until now. I've actually only ever seen the very, very beginning, the first kill. I liked it a whole bunch. It was very fun to watch. I knew already that Stu and Billy were the killers because I'd seen the homoerotic gifs of them. But I had a lot of fun watching them throughout the movie, interacting with the other characters, knowing that they were the killers. Like, when they're talking about it at the water fountain, they're, like, kind of trying to keep each other in check when they're talking to each other. In the movie store, when Stu is talking to their other friend, who's, I just can't remember his name. Out of the main 5 that they showed at the water fountain, I can't remember his name.
Jamie Kennedy is the name of the actor.
Oh, and his name is Jamie.
No.
I thought... Oh, no, the character he was talking to on the screen was named Jamie, huh?
The actress that plays that character in the movie Halloween is named Jamie.
Okay, yeah.
So he's saying, turn around, Jamie.
And then the killer's behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie's very clever.
Yeah. So I don't remember his name, but I remember everyone else's names. So when Stu is talking to him at his job, he's like already trying to plant the seed that Sydney's dad is the killer. Like he like specifically mentions like her dad, and he's like, no, they can't find her dad, so he probably did it, you know. He's just obviously trying to defend Billy too, and like it's just fun to watch them before it's revealed. I like that a lot about the movie. I mean, like other people just watching it for the first time wouldn't have that experience, but I did.
I see people talk about Scream and they're wrong.
Oh.
Everyone is wrong about Scream except me. I
Okay.
just like to establish this.
Including me.
First and foremost. People think Scream is a parody of slasher movies, and that is incorrect. Scream is a slasher movie that also deconstructs the tropes of previously established slasher movies, and in doing so becomes a better slasher movie. It's poking fun at other slasher movies, but it's not a parody. People don't know what parody means. So they mention the rules, and it's like the rules don't fucking matter, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
This guy knows the rules and he still gets stabbed or shot or whatever.
and then the "I'll be right back" line. That whole scene where Jamie Kennedy's like just explaining the rules of slashers. It's just great. It's iconic. Like, that's the word of the day for this video.
The one who says "I'll be right back" is also the killer, but he does die. So.
Yeah, he dies. He shouldn't have said "I'll be right back."
That's true.
He says it twice. He doubled down on it.
That was his downfall, decidedly. Or maybe it was the fact that him and Billy stabbed the shit out of each other before killing Sydney. That might have been a bit more of their downfall.
So Matthew Lillard plays Shaggy in the
Yes.
Scooby-Doo movies, and then the girl that plays Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Daphne is in Scream 2.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
that is fun.
Yeah.
I was loving the drama of Ghostface. Just everything he did. Like when he's behind the door where the principal's office, he's all like this. He like does all these weird arm movements all the time.
Yeah.
And Stu and Billy are dramatic too. Like Billy's like still faking that he had been stabbed and he just like legitimately just falls entirely down the stairs. Like they live for the drama. They're bisexual kings.
Yeah. They understood the assignment.
Yeah. Ghostface running through the shrubs for no reason.
Yeah, just little shots of Ghostface hiding in the background. I love
Yeah.
that shit. A scene ends and it's like, oh, Ghostface is there.
But he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
It's just the drama. It literally could have just been a random person
Yeah.
making fun of the situation.
You could cut the little hidden Ghostface out of the movie and it wouldn't affect the plot whatsoever. But it's just fun.
I appreciate that they're there.
Yeah. I wish I had a Ghostface mask so I could sneak around the back of this video. But yeah, it's a good movie. It's a good slasher movie.
Yeah.
It's a good horror movie. The action's good. It's great watching them fuck up Ghostface.
Yeah, I was loving that. They were just
It
punch the
happens
shit
in the
out of
other
him.
movies too.
Yeah.
They fuck him up.
I'm just like, fuck yeah, get it.
There's so much to love. David
Yeah.
Arquette's in the movie. Like, what more can you ask for?
Yeah. I was thinking that I just would love to know who was in the costume at what points. Because there's some points where it's obvious who's in the costume between Stu and Billy. But, like, I think actually I was, like, pretty sure that it would be Stu killing his ex-girlfriend at the very beginning. But I'm pretty sure that Tatum said that he was with her. So it had to have been Billy.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But there's just certain points where you just know who it is. But there's also certain points where you don't know.
Yeah, there being two killers is a cool twist in the first place because it gives them each time to have alibis during different murders.
And it cleared Billy because I'm sure it was Stu who called Sydney. It wasn't Billy from jail because they probably would have taken the little voice changer off of him. He probably would have thrown it in the first place, like how he tried to abandon the mask when he got arrested. So I think it was Stu and it made it so it cleared Billy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just, that was cool.
As far as killers' motivations, Billy Loomis is like the most evil fucked up out of the whole franchise. Like, he is despicable. In the rest of the movies, you're like, oh, okay, I can kind of see why this person is going around killing all these people. But
Yeah.
Billy Loomis is like, oh yeah, this guy is just fucked up evil.
Yeah,
Like,
and he like what I appreciate about him is like every scene he's in, he mentions a movie almost every scene.
yeah, he's a movie fucking nut job.
Yeah, and it inspires what he's been doing. And he has that line that like it's something about like how people think that horror movies create psychos, but he says it makes them more creative. But yeah, I just appreciate that how much he like talks about horror movies.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay, guy.
Some people misrepresent Scream as a movie about horror movie fans who find themselves in a horror movie scenario, and that's not true. The horror movie fans are Billy Loomis and Jamie Kennedy's characters. Everyone
Sydney
else
doesn't
doesn't
even-
really seem to give a shit. Sydney doesn't watch scary movies.
Yeah, she literally says that.
Yeah, she thinks they're stupid. Drew Barrymore's character at the beginning of the movie, you can tell she isn't super into scary movies either.
She's like me. I love scary movies, but you try to quiz me on scary movies, I'm gonna just be like, ugh. You know, I like just horror as a concept.
I love that first scene of the movie. It's so effective. Everything that Ghostface is doing is fucking scary.
Yeah, it's
Like,
also cool.
he's tormenting her.
Yeah.
Not that I love watching people be tormented, weird, but people are gonna think I'm a fucking psychopath.
But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's great. I only have good things to say about that movie and the franchise. A lot of people have problems with the third one. Most of my problems are with the fourth one, but I still really like the fourth one too. It's just good.
That's cool.
A fifth one's coming out, not directed by Wes Craven, which I don't know how I feel about that, but I would be lying if I said the trailer wasn't exciting.
Sydney has no drip, especially compared to Tatum. Like, man, Tatum's like, she's there, she's on it with her clothes, and Sydney's just like boring. The first note I wrote was Matthew Lillard, my king.
Ghostface, talking again about iconic killers. Ghostface is great.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly, because I watched the special features for Scream, because I had all the DVDs, the Ghostface costume, if I'm remembering correctly, that costume already existed before the franchise started. People could have already worn that Halloween costume before the Scream movie even came out. Crazy enough, Scream 2 came out a year later. The first one was so successful that they're like, fuck it, let's do it again, and they did.
That's wild.
Yeah, they made the second one really, really quickly, and it's good.
Well, I'll find out.
Yeah.